The TC America Championship returns to Sonoma Raceway for the first time in a number of years. And what a venue it has presented, what challenges it brings to the table, and what a race we saw unfold yesterday. This is going to be the 8th round of the TCR Championship, round number 6 for TCA here at Sonoma Raceway. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Kramer, joined by Calvin Fish and Ryan Marine down in pit lane. Take a look at our starting lineup here, and Mason Filippi ends up with a great lap in the race itself, puts himself on the pole, didn't have the best finish. We'll get more into that a little bit. Nate Vincent alongside, points leader Hertzen will start third, Harry Chung fourth. Big story, Victor Gonzalez starting 5th here, but winning the race yesterday. Cinderella story stuff. Then James Walker coming through, and then you take a look at the TCR Cup cars, and Brian Putt on the provisional pole for that, alongside of Steven Vita, newcomer to the championship, and Christian Cole. Then you take a look at the starting lineup for TCA. Mark Pombo putting the mini JCW entry on pole over Tyler Maxson, yesterday's pole sitter. Then Haldeman and Hagler, and then Nate Norenberg in the other mini alongside Ben Bettenhausen. He only got a 5th place finish yesterday, but found some serious speed. And one of the great drives yesterday was Jose De Silva in the 07 Ives Motorsports entry, as he augured his way from 13th on the grid to a top 5 finish. And here we go again, 2 different categories getting set to sail on this one. 30 cars total, big field.
It really is, and these TCR cars are so well suited to this very tricky Sonoma Raceway. Just under 2.5 miles, 12 turns, lots of elevation change, low grip nature of this race circuit. It's getting warm here this afternoon. As Filippi brings the field to look for the green.
Through this final turn, watch for that green flag to fly. 40 minutes of racing, and we are underway. Filippi timed it beautifully on the outside. Vincent lagging a little bit, and that has allowed Hertzen to knife up underneath, Cal.
But watch his teammate Vincent there. He still slides to the inside. They're almost touched there. Vincent up and over the curb. That gives Cheng a run.
And that's Hertzen now that takes that spot away and grabs that 2nd spot. Vincent to 3rd, Cheng in 4th. And then, of course, Victor Gonzalez. They worked there. Actually, I think that might have been Gonzalez.
Yes, he's up to 4th. Yeah, Vincent there really sideways there. No, temping those rear tires that are really along for the ride there. So Gonzalez said that he set his car up for that late charge that he put in yesterday to claim that brilliant victory.
Interesting to see what now James Walker can do with that Risi Competizione Alfa Romeo. After the incident at St. Pete, they just haven't had the speed in the new car. He said, we think we're there. He finished 3rd in yesterday's race, but it wasn't an outright pace, as he could only run a 6 quick lap. But we generally find him, Cal, in the 2nd races when everything's right, really finding some speed. We'll see what he can do today.
Yeah, he seems to be very methodical with his approach to his racing in terms of the learning curve that he's on right now. His team, Risi Competizione, are very busy this week. Getting ready for Le Mans. They're in scrutineering for the big race next week.
Ryan Putt coming from a ways back, gets underneath. Nice move by the pole sitter in the TCR Cup class and the points leader in that category. Gets through on Walker.
And he's got Ryder by quite a bit as he's on debut here. Number 18 car sitting there in the 2nd position in class, 1 position behind Walker there, that black and red Audi.
He was remarkable. First, as you said, debut race yesterday, puts it on pole, has a very solid run. Learned a lot, he said, as well. And now we'll see what he's able to do as he continues to run in front of the 27 of Cole, who was able to come through for a 2nd place finish. But another great start by Victor Gonzalez. And again, he talks about it, and an early problem here. That looks like the 02 of Steven Zhu. Finished 8th in yesterday's race, and he's got damage to the back of the car. He's trying to move it. Let's see the incident here. Leading at TCA is Maxson, who snuck around pole sitter Pombo. Keep you updated on that here.
Michael Hertzen, our championship leader, a brilliant start there. Getting to the inside of his teammate who started on the outside of the front row. Vincent there just really sliding that car, trying to generate some temperatures into those Pirelli P0s. But just as we saw yesterday, Filippi looks very strong out front. Got that little bit of damage yesterday that seemed to thwart his charge.
Another car running wide, another of the X Factor cars. And we have a full course caution here in the early going here at Sonoma Raceway. Stephen Zhu not able to keep that car moving, so they had to call for this full course caution where that car is stuck, Cal.
Yeah, it's just too dangerous in the high-speed S's. Then we see this little off right there.
I think that was Sally McNulty.
Yeah, just tire temperature not quite there. Just pitches it around and just pulls it out.
Nice save. And she comes into the championship this year. She's ferocious in the time attack circuit. Boy, I'll tell you, that was a pretty comprehensive hit.
Big hit.
Didn't see that much damage from the other shot, but not a surprise. He's just stopped there, so an early caution.
Trying to get going. It's got power. Just I'm not sure if that bodywork and the crumpled rear end is stopping the rear tires from rotating.
So immediately the Sonoma Raceway EV crews on hand here, and the 99 of Gonzalez. Well, I'll tell you what a run he put in yesterday. I mean, it's a two-person team, he and a crew guy, and they made some changes to the car, and he said, for the first time, we feel like we've got something pretty quicker that we can do something with, and then talk about a savvy race. Let the other guys up front just go burn their tires off the car. He was a rocket ship at the end.
He was just so strong at the end, just timed it to perfection. Very emotional victory, as he said, very small team.
Yes.
He appreciates the support from HPD in updating the car, and he said it was quick, but we set it up for the long green flag run as we see a replay of the start here. Look at Hurtson there diving to the inside of his teammate. Vincent doesn't want to give it up. Really aggressive there, almost in the dirt alongside his teammate, but Gonzalez almost taking advantage of the situation as well.
Yeah, Gonzalez had popped around Harry Chung, who's also in one of the Honda Civic Type R's, but it looks like Vincent was napping just a little bit when that green flag came out.
Yeah, just mistimed it a little bit, and Hurtson got a big run from the pole sitter.
And then Maxon and TCA sneaking around pole sitter Pombo and bringing Haldeman with them. Briefly, then Pombo was able to get back around Haldeman and at least hang on to the second spot.
Curious to know if Whitmer's car is healthy today. Had that gearbox issue yesterday after they'd done a change. Believe it was stuck in a gear, so he had no pace to work with.
Yeah, he had qualified third for yesterday's race, so he certainly had the speed. And we've seen what he's capable of during the season here. But that gearbox problem cropped up, and there was a few teams that were struggling with gearbox, and some of it was gearbox heat. They were, talking about. Damon Scherzen in one of the Tech Sport Subarus had said they've been dealing with a little overheating all day, and then he got into. He had some contact in one of the sessions that set him behind a little bit as well. Getting an update now from pit lane that Whitmer has a fresh gearbox in the car.
Well, the heating issue is not going to be any better today, because we're just touching on 90 degrees here for the start of the race, ambient.
Do I say it? It's a dry heat. And it is. There's no question of that. But, all right. Got Shu's car up in the back of the flatbed. And there's still some time left, certainly, to be able to get some racing going. Looking at. Let's see if we can find out what happened for Stephen Zhu in the X Factor entry. Here he is, bottom of the screen.
Oh, might be someone else involved.
Well, he was loose to start with, wasn't he?
He gets clipped.
Yeah. And he just spun him around and backed him into that barrier. Trying to take a look here who. I'm not sure who that other car was. It would be speculating to take a guess. But that car has got some work to do, and field continues under caution here with Philippi leading them around. Mason Philippi, Hurtson, Vincent, Gonzalez, and Chang, your top five, all TCR machines as we continue under caution following the Acura NSX, official pace and safety vehicle of TC America. Brian Putt running 6th overall in the number 15 E-Euro Parts row racing machine. And that has him leading. He's the points leader and now leading in class in the TCR Cup category. And in TCA, Tyler Maxon, yesterday's pole sitter, finds himself sitting in winner yesterday, sitting in the lead once again. He's able to jump around. Mark Pombo, the pole sitter today in the 59 Mini. Haldeman, Hagler, and Carullo rounding out your top five in the TCA class. You know, it's interesting. Nick Whitmer had such a lead built up in the points, Cal, coming
into this weekend, 4 straight victories.
And I think it was a 49-point margin, and he had nothing. Finished out of the points yesterday. He still has a nice point lead. So that's
a similar story with touring car. Glenn Schwartz had a massive lead, got a 0-point score after technical infraction, and battled back for a top 5 here today. So
there is a look at Tyler Maxson. From the off this season, he has been wicked quick, and that Copeland Motorsports car was very fast at Circuit of the Americas, but had a fluky crash that took him out of the second race. But he has always been quick, and this is a track that Mazda MX-5 Global Cup car gets around here well. It gets around it fast for starters, and 2, it's really easy on tires on a track that tends to be a little bit abrasive.
That's ideal.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's the 1-2 punch.
That's like having plenty of horsepower and plenty of downforce.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Not a shabby situation to be dealing with here. And again, still had a good run. I mean, after that incident at Circuit of the Americas, has come back and sits second in the points, a bit clear of Chris Haldeman, Mark Pombo, and Norenberg in the mini JCW cars, separated by only 2 in 4th and 5th.
It's pretty tight there in the top 5, but obviously Whitmer with those 4 consecutive wins has established a big gap, but have to wait and see what happens today.
And after the race yesterday, Hertzen now up to a 33-point lead that he's been able to establish.
Such consistency. Finished on the podium every single race. Only one time actually the second round at Circuit of the Americas was he not either winning or in the runner-up position. In fact, 5 of those 7 podiums have been in the runner-up, so he'd like to get a few more victories. Remarkable, we've had 6 different winners.
I know, it's been
from the first 7 races.
Impressive, hasn't it? All right. Acura NSX in pit lane. We're getting ready to go back to racing. Here we go. Mason Philippi in the Copeland Motorsports Hyundai Veloster N. We're getting ready to go here. Green flag flies. It's that little couple car length buffer. We'll see what Hertzen can do on the run. Hertzen tends to float some nice speed up through turn 1.
He certainly does. He did that yesterday, nearly caught Mason out by surprise.
Those 2 FCP Euro cars by HRD, that's Highland Racing Development, the team that sort of fields things. Very strong. Here's the TCA group. And there's Maxson leading from Pombo in the red Mini.
Hopping the curve there up through turn 3. It's nice just to feel that you at least hit the apex there, but you can't afford to bicycle it too much through that corner, as Philippi has established a very early gap on this restart lap.
But I'll tell you, Whitmer wasting no time, Cal. He had started back in the 14th spot. He's up to 6th in the 91 Tech Sport Subaru.
It could be ominous for the rest of that TCA field as Vincent looks to the inside on his teammate. Doesn't commit, just kind of sits there, waits to see if the door's going to remain open. Gonzalez hanging tight here.
I wonder if Gonzalez was one of the reasons he didn't make the huge commitment, because if it goes wrong, Gonzalez comes through. Now, these are listed as touring cars, but the TCR, this category, I mean, these are GT4 quick, aren't they?
Oh, super fast.
Yep.
They've got 3 different power levels that they can run at, but in terms of their downforce and their abilities, very quick through the corners, very well suited to this racetrack. Because you're stuck to the road, shouldn't be sliding as much, which certainly should help the tire degradation that you have here at this race circuit.
There is the number 69 of Chris Haldeman sitting 3rd in that bright orange
a touch
machine.
there in the middle of the pack.
Yes, there was.
Good catch there by De Silva. He got rubbed up there a little bit and nearly lost it right in the middle of that group.
It's Corallo right in front of him in the 25.
He got pinched between the car in front and got a little bump from behind.
And the 44 in the mix as well. That's PJ Gronke, who started way in the back and has fought his way up into the order as well. Oh, Corallo crossing it up just a little bit. This little Ives Motorsports South 6 team Silva just always in the mix, and it's Gronke right behind him now.
Roller really nice there, just great car control up through the very high speed first corner, big bump. Whitmer, it may have been, just drop wheels there on the exit of 3.
I think so. He is racing in a bit of anger, I'm sure, frustrated after the start he had to the season. To have that happen yesterday, and of course, he's a key player in that Cabana Rum Cup scenario as well. And I'll tell you, James Walker on that restart got back around Brian Putt up into the 6th overall spot, 6th in TC in the TCR category. Looking like he's got a little bit of speed as he was able to close it up a little bit here on the LA Honda World LAP Racing entry of Harry Chung.
Well, even though he doesn't have the Risi Competizione group here this weekend, he got a pretty good backup plan.
It's been a fascinating story with Risi over getting ready for Le Mans. Well, we have a full course caution coming up once again. The car actually built at the Romeo Ferraris factory in Italy, and they field the factory World TCR team. And they had an open weekend, so with Risi and Le Mans, he's now driving for a factory program for the weekend right now. As we've got, that's one of the Tech Sport cars has come up short in the hairpin. So once again, back under caution here at Sonoma. Not sure if there was a contact or if that was just a drive off. That looks like it could be the number 24. It is Robert Crocker. Oh, what a weekend he had. This is his birthday week, and he said, I was really hoping, he said, car's been quick, I feel good, and ended up not even managing to finish yesterday, and now a problem again today.
Was he potentially involved in that De Silva moment?
Maybe.
A lap ago.
Yeah, because it could have, it looks like that left front, and De Silva's damage was on the right rear. So yeah, that very well could be possible.
Looks super frustrated.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can see it here. Hey, you bet.
I thought there was a sandwich. I thought the Mazda was squeezed between the car in front and Crocker, but just through that high-speed turn 10, there's a little touch there, enough damage to send him into the fence. He just had no steering ability with that bodywork pushed down on the left front corner.
Yep, and ended up in the barriers. So we continue under caution. Let's check in with Ryan with Dean Copeland.
It's been a great weekend for the Copeland guys. Mason's up front in TCR. You got Tyler, who won yesterday. He's running very well once again, leading his class, I believe, as it runs. So leaders in both classes. It doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, you know, that's when we got here, we were hoping for the full weekend sweep. Things were going really clean until yesterday. You had a little contact with Mason, knocked the splitter off, you know, but the crew did excellent job, worked all night, got it repaired, and he's on the radio saying that the car's, you know, spot on. And then the same thing with Tyler Maxton. He's just back there buying his time, running, putting laps in. So all the guys at Copeland Motorsports are on their game. We're looking good. Hopefully we can bring it home. I'm going to say hi to my dad at home. He's prepping for next week, and hopefully we can make it happen, buddy.
When you hear drivers say that the car is spot on, that's got to bring a smile to your face and that of your crew for all the hard work that they put in.
Well, you see it here. So, yeah, hopefully we can bring it home, guys.
Thank you, Dean.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a big smile for sure. And this is interesting. You know, we've already had 2 cautions, which is going to give a huge break in terms of tire deg, isn't it? And we saw some of the top teams sort of fall off a little bit. May not be quite that drop-off today, although it's warmer.
It is warmer, so it's going to add to that task. But I think you're right. I think for Hertzen, he struggled in the late going yesterday. And I think also for Pombo in the TCA car category. He's normally very strong, but tends to run out of tires towards the end of a run. So he needs to make a run on Maxon and see if he can do something in that Mini.
Circulating under the caution here. There's Maxon. First car in your frame right now. Pombo behind him. And we're going to have at least one more lap, it looks like, under the safety car. Might be more because they are, well, actually they're just starting to load that Tech Sport machine onto the back of the flatbed. And then everybody should be able to clear relatively quickly. It's just a matter of how quick this load up goes. I want to talk a little bit more about Steven Vida in the number 18 entry, and just what that team has been able to do here. It's EXR team by Prima. It's the TCR Cup class car, the Audi with the DSG gearbox. Support for the team from Morgan, Priaz, Vita Autosport, and Hexus. But came in here. He's been running this this series. It's called Extreme Racing, and it's basically cars that look like road-going cars. It's a slightly smaller version, 4-cylinder, but it's a tub frame with a body draped on the car. Really quick stuff, and it's all part of this program that is based in Las Vegas, which is a supercar rental, track day, training, whatever you want to do program. That's Exotics Racing is what it is. And Stephen came up through that, really didn't have any racing experience, went through that program, and they said, you know, you've got some skills. And so brought him along a little bit, got him into the EXR Racing program, and decided, well, let's dip our toes into the pro ranks here. They're looking to bring another driver up into GT4. They asked Stephen if he'd like to do that. He said, no, I'm not ready for GT4. And they looked at this touring car R, the TCR program. I said, maybe that'll be a good fit. So they said, let's see what it is. He's got some track knowledge here, running out in the West Coast a little bit, and he let everybody know he's for real, and that team's for real with that pole yesterday.
Well, certainly testimony to the program working, but because for him to come out on debut and be so impressive. Alex Prima has so much experience, one-time factory pilot for Audi, various prototype and GT championships globally. A stint down doing Aussie V8s as well.
Man knows what he speaks, you're saying.
He's very quick,
yes,
very knowledgeable.
He is. Very. All right. Looks like we've got one more lap of safety car here. As we continue under caution here, let's get back down into the pit lane, and representing probably, Ryan, the smallest crew in the paddock.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what Victor Gonzalez was able to do yesterday with the win. Mariano Cruz joins us here. Just looking around, this is probably the smallest team in this entire paddock, and yet you were able to get the win yesterday. How exciting is that?
We are so enthusiastic of the event. Our effort was amazing to come here from Puerto Rico. Victor and my crew chief drives all the small trailer and the truck from Orlando. To be here was a couple of days, stressful days for us, because it's a hard work that we have to do to be here today, this weekend. And hard time for us too, because I'm going, last Thursday, I go to visit San Francisco, and somebody stole me all my luggage and all my clothes, and I have to go to buy new clothes to be here. Why is that I don't got their uniform today? Yeah. But Victor, I think he's making and expressing all his experience during his career and in the other leagues that he drives before, like NASCAR. And he's telling me yesterday that he conserved the tires because he learned a lot of that in NASCAR, and he is applying all the experience right here on the series.
And all that hard work, it's worthwhile, all the hardships as well when you get a win, right?
Yeah. I think you celebrate more when the win costs you more. And our team's so small. My crew chief, Victor, me, our wives, Victor's son-in-law, and all the family together working to do that.
It's a great story. Congratulations and good luck.
I hope to see you again in the next in Portland, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's great to hear that they might be coming to Portland. We're getting ready to go green here at Sonoma. Mason Filippi, Hertzen, Vincent in the VWs chasing that Hyundai Veloster. Gonzalez and Chang in the two Hondas. That's your top five. And then James Walker in the Alpha, then the leader in TCR Cup, Brian Putton next up. And away we go, and Mason jumping on it. Hertzen able to go with it. All of them gapping each other just a little bit, and again, watching Hertzen carry some speed up into the hill makes up a little bit of that deficit, Cal.
Yeah, Mason just did a brilliant job of when he accelerated there, had the power band exactly where it needed to be with his RPM and just took off. But Hertz's pretty tasty on those first couple of corners. He really floats speed there on relatively cold tires, even though it's a very warm day. Ooh, that was tight there.
That was very tight. Norenberg getting shuffled back even a little bit more. Look there at the 25 of Corallo. There's Whitmer doing everything he can to move up. He's snuck now around De Silva, so Whitmer picks up another spot.
Up to 5th, and we know that he's very savvy and has made these late race moves earlier this season for some of those victories. Look at Pombo there, just dancing with that Mini up over the hill.
Look at Max in the back end just carrying that little drift through the middle part of turn 6. Just carrying so much speed. Pombo, Haldeman, your top 3, and then Hagler, and as you said, Whitmer now. And PJ Kroenke having one of the drives of his season here. He's always been quick. He's had some mechanical issues in second races, and he said, I just need one race just to really go well here. And he had a problem yesterday, started way in the back, and he's come right through the field with Whitmer.
This battle between Putt and Walker continues here. Nowhere for Brian to go with it this time as they start to stack up into the chicane. Chang just holding this group at bay right now.
I was going to say, Walker, he needs to try and figure out a way to get by Chang here. It's Gonzalez once again now attacking on the 72 of Vincent.
Philippi has taken off a little bit here in this restart lap.
I wonder if he feels that after those cautions that he could be a little bit more aggressive on those tires.
Oh, big time. He only got 15 minutes to go,
Exactly.
so use them up.
Oh!
Vincent sideways there. Tail out with these front-wheel drive cars, just keep it planted and straight. You basically pull the car straight with the front wheels.
You pretty much turn the wheels where you want to go and keep your boot in it just a bit here. And Walker is through. Is he on Chang? Chang's gone missing. And he's
Big
falling down the order.
into the brake zone.
Yeah. Whether Chang ducked into the pits, but he's just plummeted down the order.
Yeah, he's just gone backwards in a hurry. Don't see him indicated on pit lane that he was hit on the timing and scoring that he's hit pit lane. There's that moment there for Vincent.
Nice save. Meanwhile, Filippi easing away here just a little bit.
Gonzalez is hanging with these
Yeah, he
FCP
is.
Euro machines, not going away. Doesn't have the time to play with that he had yesterday in timing that run to the finish, grabbing the victory. Probably going to have to start to get a bit more aggressive earlier. All of these guys should be in great shape tire-wise.
Filippi's got that margin built up. It was 1.2 last time by. Might even be a little bit more than that. Gonzalez is coming, isn't he? He's there.
He had a big run going.
So look at Norenberg. Oh, look at this.
Nice.
3 abreast down into that turn.
Nice control there.
Yes.
Committed, but not overly committed. And I think he may just clear Vincent.
Vincent's going to try and follow Hertz in here. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, I think there had been a little lift there by Gonzalez. Thought the road was going to be taken away from him.
When you see the guy in front of you have a big moment like Gonzalez watched Vincent have, that can get you to heap on just a little bit more pressure, can it?
Well, I think he knows that time is running out. It was a long stint there to get to the finish yesterday, and he just came on gangbusters. But right now, this is it's a sprint race anyway. It's an exaggerated sprint at this point in time.
True. Filippi that time, Cal, 2.3 seconds clear. So he has just dropped the hammer.
Second clear, basically, of the immediate chases. However, Gonzalez looks like he has a bit more pace than the FCP Euro teammates.
Well, Ben Bettenhausen, the number 95, into the pits. Big plume of smoke. You see the 22 of Scherzen there as well. So Filippi, that last lap, best lap of the race at a 150.948.
Gonzalez's car looks like it's really hooked up. He can basically put the car wherever he wants, whereas it seems like Hertzen and Vincent are having to let the car float and have its head a little bit.
Filippi looking absolutely calm and in control here. Gonzalez really starting to put that pressure on Vincent once again. bit of a gap now back to Walker sitting in the 5th spot. He'll come into frame. There he is in the Alpha. Gonzalez up on the shoulder now. See if he can cut down underneath.
Walker's running some fast lap times, though. He's quicker than this trio right in front of him on that last lap. So these 2-3 keep battling it out. Walker in the Alpha could join them.
You know, there's Tyler Maxson. He's definitely opened up a little bit of room here. Back to Pombo. And then there's Haldeman in the orange 69, and Whitmer now has fought his way up into Forest, sneaking around Tyler Hagler in that bright yellow number 77.
Keelby, now he's clear of that battle. Can he catch the lead as Whitmer, that is? Does he have the pace to do so as De Silva hits pit lane?
That's a shame. After that great drive yesterday, De Silva damage on the car from that contact into the pits. Let's see the gap Whitmer has to make up now if he wants to make it to the podium. 3.5 seconds in 11 minutes.
It's a tall order.
It is indeed.
The car's working well. The team did a lot of work to replace the gearbox, and then once they had the transmission in, wasn't working effectively for the start yesterday, so he's basically just cruising around, and with points only down to 10th place, no points at the end of the day.
So right now, Whitmer trying to drive away, solidify his hold on 4th, and maybe make some inroads on Haldeman in the 3rd spot in TCA. Battle for 2nd overall is intense. The 2 FCP Euro by HRD VWs of Hertz and Vincent, and then the Honda Civic Type R of Gonzalez. And Gonzalez has been hounding Vincent. First time he's looked to the inside here, and he's going to go right to the apex.
There a short while ago, but I think he may have cleared Vincent. No, he doesn't again. Vincent just gets off that corner really well. And then he just doesn't give Gonzalez the confidence to really run that outside lane. He kind of gives him about 7/8 of a car width to work with.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say. Is Vincent really aggressive when he comes back across?
Gonzalez is quicker.
So
Maybe he'll chase down the leader if he can just clear these 2 VWs.
At a certain point, when you've got a guy coming across like that and not giving you a car lane or whatever, frustrates
when you're on the outside. If you get squeezed to the inside, different deal. When you're on the outside,
and it's walls. So now he's dropping back just a little bit. You wonder if he's trying to tee up a run somewhere. Meanwhile, Filippi, that margin up to almost 3 seconds. But looking at Walker, and yeah, you're right, Cal. He just turned to 51.3, his best lap, and that's half second quicker than anybody up in front of him.
we've seen this so often this year, particularly in the early rounds, where Walker would just suddenly learn and just keep getting stronger and stronger. Here's another look. Gonzalez down to the inside. He did this about 3 laps ago. Gets down. There's good bite there off that inside curb. He's not actually on it, but Vincent just floats the higher radius. Manages to keep him at bay, and as they get on the front straightaway, I'm not sure Gonzalez believes that Vincent is going to give him the lane, which he just did.
Walker is closing, no question. Coming up on 8 to go. And again, Gonzalez looks to the inside. This time Vincent protects a little bit, so Gonzalez swings out, try and open the radius up.
Walker last time by the stripe was 2.7 seconds behind. Let's see if he can narrow that gap a little bit this go.
Yeah.
0.9. It's a big delta in lap time.
He just ran a 51.3. He is flying once again.
You see him. He's going to be in this picture very soon. Big battle here for the final podium positions. Filippi looks comfortable out front.
And this is Whitmer, Hagler, and Norenberg. That is 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Whitmer just doesn't have the pace of the front-running trio, so I'm not sure he's going to be able to do anything about it.
Yeah, he came from way back, and even with the cautions, he may have had to root those tires just a little bit to get there. And for Walker, we should point out that he also has Anthony Lazzaro here, helping him with some coaching and some data And Anthony, a former GT3 winner here at this venue. Good man to have in your corner.
Absolutely. Gonzalez really working over these VWs, but hasn't figured out a way by. Time is not on his side here. He'd love to back up the win yesterday with at least a podium, if not more.
I was going to say, Vincent, his defense a little bit here has let Hertzen go. But for Gonzalez, obviously he'd like more, but a win and a podium for that small team, it's a pretty impressive performance here.
They said they're already thinking about Portland.
Yes.
Next round of the championship, so that's good news.
All right, see if he goes right to that apex again. Vincent this time doesn't want to let him even have the opportunity here. Did Vincent just graze that wall?
Looked close, didn't it?
Yes, it did. May have just been some of the debris that gathers at the base of the wall. Let's watch it here.
Just releases the car and right.
Yeah.
He definitely hit it. Walker's getting ever closer. The gap to this trio is only just over a second now for the Alpha that should be into this screenshot pretty quickly. There he is.
5.5 minutes to go. Filippi's margin continues to be about 3.5. Big wiggle there from Vincent as he came over the rise at 5. When Vincent and Gonzalez aren't fighting, they close right back up again on Hertzen. Then they get into their little squabble, and Hertzen suddenly gaps him by about 5-6 car lengths. And here comes Walker. That helipagged brake systems. Risi Competizione Alfa Romeo.
I think that's a great combination when you look at James Walker and his background. Very technical guy, engineering background. So when you work with a big team like he is, it's going to pay dividends. And
yes.
He's learning his craft behind the wheel, and you put the two together, makes it a solid package. Curious to see how he can deal once he catches this group, how he can deal with the traffic and maybe make some moves to get on the podium. But Gonzalez, to me, looks strong. He now gets down to the inside. Nice job there. Really nice racecraft there of recognizing he couldn't afford to just roll speed. Had to be careful of Hertzen turning into the corner.
So got through on Vincent, didn't get into Hertzen. Gonzalez executing beautifully and now up into podium position, but Walker's coming. Mason Filippi about 3.5 seconds down the road in the number 12 Copeland Motorsports Hyundai Veloster NR. And this battle for second, third, fourth, and Walker's going to be joining it in very short order, but look at this pass. Beautiful move, Cal.
Yeah, really deep on the brakes and had enough in hand to just kind of keep squeezing them. Let Michael clear the corner. That's always the difficulty when you've got a group of cars battling it out. When you make that inside move, you just got to pray that the car, the next one up in line, gets out of the way, essentially.
3.5 to go here. And now, does Gonzalez have the speed? I think he's got the speed certainly to catch Hertzen, but does he have the speed and time to get through as we go back to this battle again? Whitmer, just enough of a margin. He's free and clear of Hagler. Hagler a little wide there. Looked like Norenberg in the Mini JCW might be able to sneak through on the Honda. Didn't get it done.
Kind of surprised that Whitman doesn't have a little bit more pace. If the car is perfectly healthy, I thought they'd be able to go after the leaders, but not really running lap times close to them right now. So it's just going to be a day very similar to Johann Schwartz had in TC competition here today, where he had a 0-point score with a healthy lead coming in on day one, and then wasn't able to get to the leaders, and a top 5 finish was all he could come up with.
The guy that is second in those points is Max, and look at this now as Gonzalez, as they come up on some traffic, wanted to use the traffic to try and get around on Hertzen, and oh, look at that needle thread.
Be careful, they're really close together right there. You make a big lane change like that. Just manages to clear Vincent, but he seems to have really good savvy racecraft here and dealing with this epic race that's developing.
And Hertzen that speed up the hill, but Oh, and Gonzalez got a great run. He's trying to get to the outside, which would give him the inside into 3. Realized he wasn't there, just dipped the brake a little bit.
To eat some of that curb, makes a bit of a shallow approach. Vincent's thinking about a move down into the turn 4 brake zone. Can't quite do it. Oh, Gonzalez just swings across. That was really, really tight there to being tipped around, but just going for it this stage with less than 2 minutes to go.
I'm not sure Gonzalez is going to give Vincent a whole lot of quarter here with the way Vincent was drifting over on him on that front straight. I think it's go time here for Gonzalez. And let's see if Walker can get up and do anything with Vincent here.
Philippi encountering some traffic at this point in time. Just guys keep his head clear. And oh, big wide there for Nate Vincent. Does that allow Walker to get inside him? No, it doesn't, not quite.
It's taken Vincent off of the back, however, of Gonzalez, so he doesn't have to worry about that, and Vincent now has to worry about Walker.
Lap and a half to go for this battle to get sorted out.
Gonzalez, look at that.
Nice. Largy-bargy, Hudson, our championship leader, through the dust.
Gonzalez is through. There at the bottom of your screen, your leader, Mason Philippi.
Vincent on his teammate, down to the inside.
Now, Hudson trying to counterpunch, and he might have, that was beautiful as the white flag comes out. He's got, I think that's Ben Bettenhausen he might have as a pick. He got back through, I think. He did.
Not sure what happened to, whoa! Vincent loves to be sideways up through that sector. Not sure what happened to James Walker, why he wasn't close enough to take advantage of that scenario. He seemed to drop back a little bit.
If he got caught up in a little bit of traffic. Final lap, time has elapsed.
Gonzalez has got the hammer down, but it's too late to clear that traffic. And think about the leader, Philippi, as long as he keeps his nose clean, should be home free.
There he is, just flashing through. Here comes Gonzalez in second. Hudson, Vincent, and Walker. Brian Putt continues to lead in the TCR Cup class, 6th overall. Over Vita, what a great run he's having again, and Christian Cole in the McCann Racing Audi. Then Maxon, Pombo, and Haldeman comfortably in the top 3 over Whitmer and Hagler in TCA.
Gonzalez with that Honda looks really strong here.
Walker has closed up on Vincent again. He's run him down, but about a third of a lap here. We'll have to do something big, aggressive. There's Philippi. What can Walker do in the background?
Philippi looking for his 3rd win in the year.
Yeah.
No one else has 2.
Here comes Walker. Vincent realized it, moved over. Walker's looking way to the inside. Vincent's going to cover that. Onto the front straight we go. Mason Philippi, Copeland Motorsports get the win here in round 8 of TCR. Gonzalez, another podium. Hudson, the points leader, a podium as well. Then Vincent and Walker round out the top 5. Watching for Brian Putt in the eEuroparts.com row racing Audi. He comes through, takes the win in TCR Cup over Stephen Vita and Christian Cole from McCann Racing. And here is Tyler Maxon, and he's about a half a lap away from making this a really good weekend for Copeland Motorsports.
Yeah, big time. It's really going to help him in the points too, with Whitman not having the best of weekends.
Yep.
Really tighten things up.
That'd be a sweep of the weekend here for Tyler as well. Be a win and 2 wins and a pole here. Here's Whitmer. And he managed to get in front of Hagler and Norenberg, but he hasn't been able to drop them, has he?
He hasn't, just didn't have the lap time in the car to go chase down the leaders, but it's damage control at this point of the weekend. Just bring it home, score points, regroup, and go to the next one.
One last time through the turn 11 hairpin here. Sonoma Raceway for Tyler Maxon. Turns that car through 12, and a checker flag, 2nd one of the weekend awaits for Copeland Motorsports, Mazda, and Tyler Maxon. There's Mark Pombo in the Mini JCW. bringing it home in second, the step program machine. Third is going to be Haldeman in this battle, and Whitmer is going to hang on to fourth over Hagler and Norenberg. There's a look. That's a good story this weekend. We've had a few here. And that is Steven Vita, second in the TCR Cup class. Pole yesterday and a third, second today. First time he's ever raced anything pro.
That's pretty cool. Great start.
Yeah.
We'll remember this for a long time.
Had a nice chat with him, and he's a high energy guy, and gave it a good run here. Yeah, and Mason Philippi. Speaking of high energy guys, Mason's dad. And they are quite the pair, because Mason's dad is just high energy, and Mason himself just kind of is very chill, but boy, he puts that helmet on and things like wins happen for him as you take a look at the provisional results. There you see Brian Putt, Vita, and Cole, the top three in the TCR Cup class, and then Max and Pombo Haldeman, the podium there. Harry Chung, after dropping way down the order, fought his way back up to a 12th overall finish. Really don't know what happened there, but I wonder if he had just had an off of some sort. He was able to gather it up again, but Philippi, Gonzalez, Hertzen, Vincent, and Walker. In the end, I mean, Philippi up by 3 seconds, but that battle from second to fifth was really good.
It was great. It was really entertaining.
Especially Vincent.
Yeah, he certainly had some big moments. He's not afraid to get it sideways there up through the compression of turn one.
You know, they're from up north. I wonder if he's done some ice racing. Meanwhile, Mason peeling the helmet off as he's crawled out of that Hyundai Veloster NR. Big smile. Ryan Marine is down there.
Well, Mason, we thought we might be talking to you yesterday, and then things didn't go quite according to plan. Any sense of redemption getting the job done here today?
Yeah, just complete redemption. I mean, yesterday was awesome. The team, Copeland Motorsports, they put together a great Hyundai Veloster and TCR car with cutting-edge drapery. I mean, it's awesome being out here. The race was great. It was clean, and, you know, just had a great time out there on the Pirellis.
What was the most challenging part of your race?
It was probably the start and all the restarts and everything like that. It's just kind of knowing when to go, when to not go, when, like, who's behind you, what, you know, calculate everything in your mind as you go into turn one and turn two. But it's a great race. Sonoma Raceway is an awesome track, and I'm super happy to be here at my home track. And
a fantastic weekend for the team as well, sweeping the day here in race 2.
Yeah, we started on pole and we won, and it's awesome. Copeland Motorsports did an amazing job. I can't wait for the next race.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just a great run for him, and for this gentleman, this is the Cinderella story with that win yesterday, Cal, and just a beautifully judged drive. And then he got up on the wheel a little bit earlier today because of those cautions, and the tires were there. And just another fabulous run and a second place.
It was a great drive. I mean, he's really talented. You can see that in his racecraft. Certainly the Honda looks to be particularly quick as well right now in TCR. So hopefully you'll see a few more of those models out there on the grid.
And there's Tyler as he has climbed out of the other Copeland Motorsports winning entry, the Mazda. In the TCA category, the balaclava is off, the hat is on, and Ryan is there.
A sweep of the weekend for you, and the second part of our sweep of the day for the team. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome race. We just had the car hooked up for the entire thing, didn't have any issues all the way through. Car was just stellar.
I believe you told us yesterday, don't expect a lot of changes from the team on the car because it was so flawless in race 1. Did that end up being the plan?
Yeah, that was completely the plan. We did the exact same thing all the way through, just tried to control the race as much as we possibly could. The car was just absolutely awesome. Copeland Motorsports did an absolutely awesome job to prepare the car and get it right, ready.
Brilliant drive today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely awesome.
It was a great run, confident young man. And,
yes, indeed.
Does a great job behind the wheel. Looking at the start here, Philippi just takes off, but opens the door for Michael Hertzen from the second row of the grid to make a move on his teammate.
Hertzen made it stick, sweeps around right there, and you can see immediately that Gonzalez was in a little different mindset earlier today as they worked up through the field. See that scrum behind, lots of cars, 3 abreast almost, and then This moment here, unfortunately for Crocker, he got into the back of Jose De Silva, and it must have damaged that left front corner of the car. Right there was the hit.
And he gets down into the hairpin just without having his steering ability. This is a really nice move by Gonzalez, getting that position away from Vincent.
And then he set sail, trying to get through on Hertzen. Eventually, a very aggressive move down into the chicane. Able to get through, sneaks through. Filippi gets the win. Gonzalez, a good second place finish. The series is off to Portland.